Shields up, Ironbreakers. How's everybody doing today? We're going to be playing some more Elite Dangerous, and in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about how you can potentially make some money and get yourself some Empire rank. Now, this is not a particular method that I'm a huge fan of. The reason I wanted to try it is, as you guys can see, I'm currently in an Anaconda. And I wanted to check out the Anaconda, and this just kind of gave me an excuse to do it. And I wanted to talk a little bit about, buying bigger ships, and specifically buying bigger ships for a specific purpose. Because this Anaconda that I have right here, I have no intention of keeping it. Because I just don't like the Anaconda, period. I don't like the way it looks. And now that I've actually flown one, I don't even like the way it feels. So, yeah. But anyway, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about that. And here's the thing, right? I don't think a lot of players understand, because like when they're talking about buying a ship, they're talking about, oh, dude, I'm going to have to make this huge investment, and then I'm going to have to keep this ship, and I'm going to have to upgrade it and do all of these other things. And here's what you need to understand about buying a new spaceship that I think is very important for people to learn. And that is the fact, the only thing in buying a new spaceship that you need to know is that whatever spaceship you buy, you're only going to lose 10% off of the initial asking price. Actually, it's a little bit less than that, but I'm not going to get too far into the details. So let's just assume you're going to lose about 10% of the original asking price of that ship. Like I said, it's actually a little bit less, but don't stress yourself over that particular detail right now. Now, if on top of that, you go to a Liang Rui system whenever you buy your new ship, that also means that you're going to have a 15% discount. That just means that your initial investment in the ship is actually going to be lower than it would be if you bought the ship anywhere else. Now, an important thing about this is if the only thing you lose is 10% off of the asking price of the ship, that means if you make more in profit with the ship that you just bought, if you make more than that 10%, then you're already making profit. All you have to do is when you're done, you sell the ship. You've made profit, period. That's the way you have to look at ship purchases. That's why I've already flown the Type 9, which I hated, by the way. I've flown the Type 9, and I made enough money to pay for the, I don't know, it was like $6 million that I was going to lose for buying the Type 9. And I made enough money to make up for it. And that's why I'm now flying Anaconda. And I already made more than enough money to make up for the loss that I'm going to be taking. I think the loss that you take for buying an Anaconda is about the 12 million range. So once I sell my Anaconda, I'm going to lose about 12 million in the middle of that transaction. But since I bought my Anaconda, I've already made, I think, like 200 million almost. So it's not really a big deal. It's like I lose 12 million, I made 200. It's not a big deal. It's really not. And if you think of it like that, you can basically buy any ship you want, so long as you have a plan to make enough profit to be able to make up for the margin of credits that you're going to lose. And that's kind of the way that you have to think about new ships. Anyway, that's the way that I thought about this particular Anaconda. Now, before I begin this, I wanted to give credit to a couple of people on Reddit, because this method that I'm doing right now was posted on Reddit. It was initially posted by the guy called Why So Delirious, who is the same guy who posted the RIA runs, which, if you guys don't know, it's a run in a specific system where you go and you take passengers over, and you could make millions of credits. Those actually don't seem to be as effective anymore, which means the ones that I'm about to talk to you guys right now are probably not going to be as effective in a couple of days either. So if you want to get in on this, you might want to get in on this fast. But either way, what we're doing here is currently the passenger missions in Elite Dangerous since 2.4. They take into consideration whenever you have to go long distances after the jump. So like, for instance, in our case, the place that we're going to go to is a system called the Mona. And in that system, we're going to have to turn in the passengers in a location that is 380,000 light seconds away from the point where you land. And the game takes that into consideration and increases the amount of the reward that you can get for those missions. That's essentially what we're looking for. So right now, the system that we're in, I should actually show you guys the system Sorry, I'm slacking a little bit here. The system that we're in is HIP 118321. This is the system we're in, and we are in the station Hare's Hog. It's the only station where you can land big ships in this planet, pretty much. And from here, we're going to be accepting only missions that go to the Mona. And in the Mona, like I said, you're going to be going to locations that are essentially 300,000 light years away, like this one. See this? 387,000 light seconds away. And then there's also the station up here, which is 386,300 something light seconds away. So for those of you that don't know, this means that basically this trip's going to take a while, probably around 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I don't know the exact. We're going to be doing a long haul. It's a long space truck haul, basically. And that's the reason why you get something like the Conda, or if your pockets aren't as deep as mine, what I would advise you to go and do is get a Beluga. And in my opinion, the Beluga actually maneuvers so much better than the Conda. It is insane. But the Conda can get a shield while still carrying a large number of people, so that's why I went with the Conda. Now, like I said, your objective is going to be in passenger lounge. Now, this method, and the reason why this is not something that I personally plan on doing a long time, this method involves board flipping, which is something that I am not a big fan of. Oh, speaking of which, I forgot to give credit to a couple more. Lyso Delirious was the one who made the post, but he gave credit to Reddit users Explodin', Star Whip, and Tempest, written with names on some of the vowels. So T3MPE5T. These were the users that were talking about doing these specific missions. So you're going to come to HIP 118,321. You're going to go to Erzog Gateway, come to the passenger lounge, and then you're going to scout out for missions that go to the Mona. Now, it's important that there are missions that go to planetary surface. So if you're not comfortable landing on planets, then you might have a problem. I'm just looking for stuff that says basically destination the Mona, like this. 15 prisoners of war require transportation. Boom. 17 million credits. Take a cabin. Boom. There you go. That's going to be 17 million credits if we actually make this run. And I'm going to tell you why I say if we make this run, because I wanted to make things a little bit more interesting for you guys. So I'm going to board flip just once to show you guys what board flipping is like and why I don't like doing it. Basically, you went to the passenger lounge. We got like one good mission. There wasn't anything else in there. So now what you do is you save an menu. And you're going to change the thing where you log in. So like if you were doing solo, you would now switch to open, for instance. Now remember, if you're in open, you might not want to leave a station chock full of passengers, because you can get shot down. You're going to lose rep with some of the minor factions. It's going to be a problem. So you might not want to do this in open, but I understand that a lot of people like doing this kind of stuff in open. I'm just saying, if you want maximum profitability, doing this kind of stuff in open might not be the way to go. Okay, now, as I was saying, if we now go passenger lounge, and let's see if we can scout out a couple of more missions to the Mona. Nothing here. 3 out of 14. 1 out of 17. It's not looking too hot. It is not looking hot at all. See, this is the reason why I'm not a big fan of this method, because it involves you constantly doing board flips. I'm going to do one more board flip just because I wanted to swap back to solo play anyway. But I've done like 10 or something board flips before we started this stream to fill up my passenger cabins with passengers, so that I can show you guys the kind of rewards that you can look forward to. But again, it does involve board flipping, and it is a mechanic that I'm not a big fan of it. I just don't think it's that much fun to sit in the station and board flip until you get all of the missions that you want. But I did want it to share it just in case some of you guys want to do this. No Demona. Oh, here we go. Demona. 17 refugees seeking transport, 30 million. I don't think it's going to let me accept this one. Yeah. Whenever the reward goes above 30 million, Frontier Dev is not letting you accept the rewards. I've actually seen rewards out here that reach all the way up to the 40... It was like 47 million for a mission. So that's another thing that is a little bit frustrating. You're like, oh, dude, there's like a 30 million reward thing right here. And yeah, you can't. It's too much. It's too much. But that's also because, oh, wow, what the hell? Did it just reset the whole thing? But that's because there's a glitch right now in the game, which is called like an integer overflow or something. And basically, like, the numbers, they go all the way around and the rewards just become completely ridiculous. Looks like it might have flipped the board on us. Oh, it's still there. But here we go, another one. 3 prisoners of war to the Mona, 1 million. But you can see that I already have a pretty full thing there. So, and then another 6 prisoners of war to the Mona. Thing. And you stack all this up, and you get yourself a nice set of missions. Now, it is important to understand something, which is these kind of missions, they don't give you that much rep. They give you money. But if you want rep, what you want to do is you want to do the VIP missions. Let me see if I can find some. Now, the VIP missions would be something where you actually have like a named NPC. I don't see any of those out here. Here, like this, Johnny Martinez. There will be missions to carry NPCs over to the Mona as well, and you'll want to get some of those. Or Transport and Alicia Wong. They will have like the little crown thing, and those you will want to grab if what you really want is rep. But bear that in mind. If you want rep, take VIPs. If you want money, then don't take VIPs. Now, the thing is, whenever you get a VIP, what's going to happen... I'll show you here in my inventory. Whenever you get a VIP, he's going to basically occupy your full cabin. Like this right here, this is VIP. And he just takes up those whole 16 slots on the cabin. Like this one's only 2 people. Takes up 16 slots on the cabin as well. So I have like 1, 2, 3, 4 VIPs with me that I'm taking for rep. And all the rest, usually what I tend to do is I save the really big cabins to just take bulk passengers. So you can see that I'm taking a lot of people out here in these cabins. And these are the real money makers. And then I'm taking like still 4 people that are specifically for the purposes of gaining rep. And this is also so that I don't have to board flip as often because I get bored of board flipping. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the rewards that you can get for this, because you guys are probably curious. Okay, so how much money am I going to be making? So here's 1.7 million. Here's another 1.7. Here's 17 million. That's like 20 million off of the first 3 missions. Here's another 20 million. That's like 41 million off of the first 4 missions. And we got a couple more, like 2 more, so like 43 million at this point. 24 plus 7. 43, so 50 million at this point. Sorry about that. Either way, as I was saying, 20 million, so that's like 70 million, right? 76 million. One's a rich tourist, 78. 80 million. That's going to be like 100 million for this. Holy crap. So anyway, we're past the 100 million on this specific run, but it did take me basically sitting here and board flipping. And since I'm an idiot, I actually took a passenger. I mean, it's not because I'm an idiot. I also thought it would be interesting, but basically, I'm going to try and show you passengers that are dangerous for you to take. Let's see. Here we go. This right here. Transport Journey McMillan. Passengers may be wanted in multiple systems. Now, this actually gives me... This is Litrosid. This is the Planetary one. Actually, fuck that shit. I'm not going to take this person. But either way, you want to be careful about these because you will notice instantly when you take up one of these missions, illegal passenger. So that could be a problem. They will attack you in these cities. And silent running on the Anaconda is not something I'm particularly comfortable with, so I'm going to actually abandon this quest. And now we no longer have an illegal passenger, which basically means that this right now is like a sure thing. We're gonna make about 100 million in this one run, okay? And we're still gonna get some rep, not a ton of rep, but we're still gonna get some rep. Let's actually take a look at our current credit situation. So as you can see right now, I have 418 million. Now let's launch our ship. I'm actually going to navigate to the system that we're going to because it shows up in here and it's faster than me loading up the galaxy map. And now you guys are going to see the reason why I don't like the Anaconda is because it's so sluggish. And you guys are like, oh, you probably didn't upgrade. No, dude, I have all A internals except for the power plant because I made her as light as possible so that I could jump. But she is sluggish. It's like, look at this. We got scanned coming out of the space station. We would have been fired upon the second we left the space station. So yeah, don't take wanted passengers, you know? We abandoned this. Oh, looks like they might be sending enemies against us. It's fine. The Anaconda can usually... You can still evade most interdictions, so it shouldn't really be a problem. Now we're going to jump to the Mona, and like I said, it is, however, a bit of a long trip. So you do require the patience to do the board flips at the start of that cycle, and get as many missions as you possibly can to maximize your profits. And once you do that, then you're going to have the patience for actually doing the long stretch, which is about 380 something light seconds. Bear that in mind. Look how long it takes us to dodge the sun. Jesus. Anyway, now we're going to go to navigation. Litro City is the first stop, but I would rather take her to the planet first. Oh, do we have more than one place to go to? No. Just have Merle Lab. Oh, so she was going to Litro City. I could have actually taken her. Pretty confident I could have docked her into the space station. That would have been 5 mil more. But to be honest, oh, there we go. First interdiction. You will get interdicted, and I'm not going to accept the interdiction and boost out because the Anaconda is too slow. In my opinion, Anaconda is too slow. The other ship will catch up to me, which is why I'll do the little interdiction minigame. You can do it, even despite the fact that the Anaconda is a sluggish bitch. Come on. You can do it. Like, look how slow this is. Boom. Dodge the first interdiction. And don't worry about it. They're only going to catch you early on or later down the line when you are at the thing. Boom. Now you just aim your ship in this general direction. Make sure that your throttle is maxed out. And now you just chill. Now you just chill. You look at your ship from the outside if you want to. You know, you can get good camera angles and stuff because there isn't really a whole lot to do. In the meantime, let me grab my water here. Paul Giffen, what would you like to see Frontier add to Elite Dangerous in the future? Well, the thing that I would like to see the most right now is space legs. Another thing that I would like to see right now is improvements on multi-crew. And I'm talking about some radical concepts here. Like, for instance, I want to be able to hand off the helm of my ship to a friend, which is something you currently can't do. I also want to be able to deploy SRVs while in multi-crew. I want, like, for instance, if I have a big ship like Anaconda, I should be able to go ahead and just deploy 2 SRVs, because you can have a double SRV thing and just have like a multi-crew of 3 people. One of them would stay inside the ship and the other 2 would deploy SRVs. Hell, we could even have 3 people and an NPC pilot. Don't worry about mission critical messages. You can ignore them, even though sometimes they might offer you something that is worthwhile. Oh, eliminate the enemies. Like, see, if you have a combat Conda, you would gain an additional 21 million credits for killing... Oh no, this is the bonus reward. Bonus would be 20,000 credits, so it's not worth your time. This would be bonus, also 20,000 credits, not worth your time. But, as I was saying, you can safely ignore all the mission critical messages, just don't worry too much about it. Now, as I was saying, I would really like it if in an Anaconda you'd be able to have 3 people plus the NPC pilot. And what you could do then was, say for instance you're assaulting a facility in the ground of a planet. You could have 2 people deployed on SRVs, and then the third person would take the ship back into a little bit of flight mode. And after the ship was in the sky, he would then hand off the helm to the NPC pilot, and he himself would don a fighter, and you'd be able to take on a ground facility with 2 SRVs and fighter support. See, that would be the shit. But currently you can't do it. So it's like most of the stuff that I want is multi-crew improvements and space legs. I want to be able to actually walk inside my clipper, see what I have in my hold, you know, see the cargo racks, see the passenger cabins. Actually go inside passenger cabins. That would be cool. Like you could actually see the passengers you're taking. Potentially even have a little bit, you know, just like very basic dialogue where the passengers would tell you a little bit of a backstory, something that could be friggin' procedurally generated for all we care, out of a bunch of stories. You know, that stuff would be cool. And I don't think those are, I think those are things that are achievable. You know, I'm not even, sure, space legs, probably not easy to achieve at this point. But stuff that I'm talking about in the multi-crew, that's like, I think that's pretty easy. Like getting people to be able to, you can't actually exit on an SRV right now in multi-crew, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Here's another interesting thing that they've added in 2.4. Commander, you don't know me, but the organization I represent is willing to pay you a not inconsiderable sum of money for the prisoners you're carrying, being 3 prisoners of war to Herzog Gateway, should you wish to accept our offer. Which would basically give me a different reward of 48,000. Usually these aren't worth it, but it's interesting that there's now slavery offers because they know it's like they got the passenger manifest for my ship, and they're just like, oh dude, this guy's taking these people out, we could probably make slaves out of them. But yeah, basically as you can see, so long as you keep flooring it on your thruster, your ship will reach a reasonable speed. Like right now we're at 470 something C and gaining 490. So you're going to eventually reach a speed where you can do the 300,000 light seconds in a reasonable time frame. So you can't just look at when you've just arrived at the planet, at the system, and you're throttling maximum in that direction. It says like, this is going to take you like 10 hours to get here. You can't just take that into account because your ship will speed up if there are no stellar bodies in between you and your target. And as you can see, we're now going pretty damn fast. Like, look at the Conda go right now. Now, some of you guys might be wondering, what exactly is my setup for this? And we got the 7A thrusters. We got a 4D shield generator just for the purpose of, like, when the Conda smashes into the station so that the passengers don't complain or become unhappy. Because, like, whenever there's hull damage, your passengers are like, oh my god, we're taking hull damage, we're all gonna die. And you don't want that to happen. So that's why I went with the 4D shield generator. It's D-class so that your Conda is, whatchamacallit, it's lighter. It's got the lowest mass of any shield, the D-class of shields. We got an 8A power distributor, we got a 6A frameshift drive, we got 5D life support, because again, life support, in my opinion, not the most important thing to put on ship. I know that sounds crazy, but really, life support only kicks in when your ship's canopy's broken, which doesn't even make that much sense, but whatever. Basically, life support, the lowest mass you can possibly get on it. Sensors, same thing. Sensors not particularly important for what we're doing right now. Then we have, I actually have a docking computer because, like I said, I don't like flying the Conda. I've manually docked her, and I think she's actually easier to dock than the Clipper, which a lot of people will be like, what? Yeah, because the Clipper's got the big-ass wings, dude. Trust me. Anaconda's not that hard to dock. It's just, I don't like the way it behaves, and so therefore I'm just like, whatever, just put a docking computer on that bitch, never even have to worry about it. The other thing is, the standard docking computer will allow you to basically like be watching Netflix or doing other stuff in the background, so that when you get to the station, you just like request docking, throttle down, and let it take over, and you're just watching something on Netflix or you're doing something else in the background, because we all know some of these missions get kind of boring. Anyway, the power plant is a 5C. Now, that was the lowest mass power plant that could still support everything I had on my ship. I could afford the 8A if I wanted to, but there's no reason to do that. This means my Conda can jump further because it has a lower power plant. We have a cargo rack because a lot of missions require you to have cargo space, and that's that. the things that you are not watching in here, because they don't actually take power, is when we get to the inventory and you get to the cabins, and you can see that I have, this is a 6E cabin, this is another 6E cabin, this is another 6E cabin, this is another 6E cabin, this is a 5E cabin, this is another 5E cabin, this is another 5E cabin, and this is a 4E cabin. Oh wow, there's actually a cabin that I didn't take anyone in. Interesting, I could have taken an additional VIP, I didn't even notice that. Oh no, it was the cabin where I had the criminal person. Oh well. But anyway, it's basically cabins. You just fill your stuff with economy cabins. That's it. Nothing else to it. Nox Tom, Conda is a terrible ship, dude. And I'm stripping this bitch down for parts as soon as I'm done in this place that I'm at. Stripping her down for parts. Understand me? Yo ho ho, off the space we go. But yeah, it's a long haul, but as you can see, it's reaching like acceptable levels right now. We're only like 3 minutes away. It's not really a big deal, like I said, so long as you're doing and again, you also have to consider the profits. We're about to make 100 million credits. 100 million credits. The only thing that can happen is you get interdicted and killed, which if you get interdicted and killed, you probably deserve it because it's not that hard to escape NPC interdictions. Or you crash your spaceship, and that's why the docking computer's there, so that I don't crash the space. Even though, like I said, I can actually fly this spaceship just fine. I just have the docking computer so that I can be doing other stuff in the background whenever I'm doing it. Nox Tom, this ship handles like old people make love, okay? Slow and sloppy. That's how this ship handles. Slow and sloppy. Small loan of 100 million credits. I think once I complete this trip, I've made close to 300 million credits with this Conda. So it was a worthwhile investment, but I want to get rid of it. I really don't like this ship. Dude. I love how the glasses make my dude look like such a scholarly figure. He's just like, yes, I should go and teach today, right after I hand off these slaves. Although we're not really carrying slaves. We are carrying a lot of prisoners of war, though. Which, by the way, for those of you who don't know, currently the glasses are free at the Frontier shop, as well as the military spacesuit, which is what we're wearing. There's different colors on those, both the glasses and the spacesuit. So you can just go get that at the Frontier shop for free right now. One thing I have to give it to the Conda's design, though. One thing that I do have to give it is the fact that the cockpit is all the way back there, and the front is all the way back, is all the way up here, which would mean the Conda is actually a good rammer ship from a design standpoint, because you're actually ramming not with your cockpit, which makes a lot of sense if you think about it. Whereas when you think about the Federation dropship, assault ship, and gunship, it doesn't make any sense that you ram with those ships, because you're essentially ramming with your cockpit. It's gonna break, or it should break, but it doesn't, because those ships are made out of friggin' unobtainium or something, and they just don't break. But this ship makes a lot more sense with the ramming mechanics than any of, I think almost any other ship. No, the other ship in the game that makes as much sense as this is the Vet. The Corvette also makes a lot of sense because it's got the same cockpit placement all the way in the back. And I like that. I do like the cockpit placement on the Conda. Much respect for the cockpit placement. Vortex 69, yes. Yes, I am. And you're goddamn right, Maxi Chunk. This is a friggin' fantastic game. Now that they've added Thargoids, dude, it is so exciting. It is so... Like, fighting a Thargoid in this game has to be one of the most satisfying things I've done so far. Simply because it feels like a raid boss when you're fighting a Thargoid. It doesn't feel like, you know, regular ships, you're like, whatever. Sure, you get a little bit of strategy. You can take out some of their components and stuff like that. It's whatever. But a lot of times you can just like, lasers through the shield and cannons through the hull and done. But with the Thargoids, there's actually strategy involved. You actually have to take out the individual hearts and stuff. That is something I like a lot. It's been some of the most satisfying things that I've done in Elite Dangerous. And the other thing is, gives you a reason to get together with your friends and do stuff. Because a lot of the things, like what I'm doing right now, is not something you want to do with your friends, you know? I'm carrying over 100 million credits of passengers. This is great. But it's not necessarily a social activity. It's like, it's just me and the black. And that's it. It's me and the black. And off we go. I have an unread message from, like, I don't even know from when, but I've had it for a while now. I don't know where it is, though. The new inbox is a little bit glitchy, and also I have to say, I'm not a big fan of it telling me whenever passengers have disembarked. It's like, I don't care. They left my ship, haven't they? I don't care. They're gone now. It's in the past. We don't have to talk about it anymore. Now, you can, once you get to your destination over here, you can see if there's passenger missions back to where you came from, but they're not going to be worth the board flips. So what I'll do is I will quickly check through the passenger lists, or maybe even the mission boards, see if there's anything that specifically goes the Herd's Hog, whatever it's called. And if there is, I'll grab it, because you're going to be heading back there anyway. But it's not worth doing board flips. Why? Because the path that you're going to take back is not... Oh, here we go again with the interdictions. The path that you're going to be taking back is not going to be a long stretch like this one, so the rewards are not going to be as good, so most likely not really worth your time. Which is why I would tell you, do not board flip once you reach your destinations in Demona. Just grab whatever you possibly can and move on with your life. Yeah, Judge Radamantis, I've seen the Thargoid stats in your thing. I've seen that. I think right now I probably have like 2 or 3 encounters. I'll look at them once we land, because there's like friggin' 3 people trying to interdict me right now for these passengers. And I know that Nox is gonna like want to give me a hard time about, oh, docking computer. I'm gonna turn off the docking computer for the purpose of this video. What is it? But like I said, I advise you guys to use the docking computer simply because you can, oh shoot, you can nearly AFK while your ship is landing. But like, this ship is fairly easy to, it's not a problem at all. And another interdiction is coming, watch. Yep, there it is. I knew there was another one coming. What's pissing me off about these interdictions is that they're taking me off course. Now, the main reason I'm also evading these interdictions is I have literally 0 guns on this Anaconda. It has no weapons. Otherwise, I would consider just like, oh, dude, I'll just kill you. I mean, Anaconda, even with a 4D shield, is still a force to be reckoned with. Even if all you do is put pulse lasers on there, dude, it will wreck shit. Interestingly enough, once the Conda got stuck for a bit in the mail slot with the docking computer. I don't know what happened there. That was kind of weird. I was like, are they about to fire on me? But no, they never really took hostile action in that station. So I was like, okay, whatever. I'll just hang out here for a bit while the docking computer decides it's time to land. Now remember, we are at 418 million.
Orbital flight engaged.
418 million, how much rep? 53. 418, 53. These are the numbers you guys need to remember. 418 million, 53% in Earl. Look at this textbook planetary approach. Look at it. Look at it! Always look at the gravity of the planet if you're doing manual landings. Always pay attention to that. So we're 0.23. 0.23 is not really not a problem in terms of gravity. So you'll be fine. Now remember your inertia, because you have, at least I think you have more inertia in planets than necessarily outside of them, so be careful with it. Yep. Particularly with big ass ships like. Should have to face to the right. I think it's gonna want me to face to the right. If it doesn't, we'll fix it. You taking notes right now, Tom? You taking notes? Take some notes, motherfucker. I'm about to school you. About to take you to school in your own ship, son.
Descend to flight level 300.
Landing gear deployed.
It lands a little bit. The thing about it is that I'm used to the Clipper, which is like, say for instance, this is the Clipper. This is where the wings would be. The Clipper's center point is here for landing. The center point on the Anaconda is here. So it's like, that's why you guys saw me trying to land with the center point here, but the center point is here. That's why we dragged a little bit in the ground there. Okay, anyway, starport services. But I remain by my original statement that it's easier to land this ship than the Clipper. The wings, man. The wings are a fucking pain in the ass to land. Trust me on. Particularly on planetary surfaces, like if you're landing on someplace and you're going to take out your SRV or something. Yeah. That's going to cost you. Now, before we leave, always make sure to check to make sure that there are no more quests where you are. Which there aren't. There were only 2 quests out here, which is barely really worth our time. But either way, we're going to take a look at the passenger lounge, because we finished our quests here. And we're going to see if anybody is making the trip back to, like for instance, this right here, 5 aid workers seeking transport. They're going to Erzog Gateway, so it's like, whatever. I'm going there. I'll take them. Doesn't even matter how much money they make. No, you're going there. So it's not a big deal. It's just a little bit, it's a little bit of cream on the top. It's a little bit of cherry. And then you might also want to check out the mission boards. Just remember, there's usually less missions on the planet, but they still might be worth it. It's just an additional planetary landing, and if you happen to have, a docking computer, it is super easy. So nothing here. Yep. Usually you don't get... What's this? This mine. Usually you don't get many things going back, which is why I said don't stress over it. Now that we've done that, we're going to have to head out to Litro City. It's fairly close by.
Landing gear retracted.
Ship detachment complete. You are now clear for departure.
Frameshift drive charging.
I knew the escape vector was going to be here.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Now, like I always tell you guys about leaving planets, you're going to want to wait until you reach the 2.5 kilometers a second, which every ship will get there. Boom. That's the cap. Now wait a little bit longer. Now it's moving away. Now you can do this, and you're going to get the little blue orbital thing, which will speed you out of the planet. Now, you stay there at the edge of the blue stuff. That's going to speed you up, and it's going to gradually move you away from the planet. Looks like the Conda can't actually drift as well on this. You guys got to remember, I got this Conda yesterday. I'm still kind of learning how to fly her properly. She's a slow beast. Anyway, we're at 25, 29, 30 kilometers a second. You see the planet is starting to look like it's moving away a little bit faster. This is exactly what you want. You want to stay in that blue zone for as long as you possibly can. Still in the direction of your destination. Then as it looks like your destination is about to run away from you, still catching up a little bit of speed, and now you move away. Gonna slow you down for a little bit, but it's instantly gonna speed you back up. And you've escaped the planet's gravitational pull. Yeah, there's decent emotes on YouTube, Pavenby. Now we just need more people to sponsor so that I can actually put the rest of them in there.
Mission objective detected.
What the hell? Mission objective? What is this? There's no mission objective. Alternative destination. No. There's no bonus rewards, dude. You're going there. That's where you're going. And I don't know what's this mission objective detected business. And I don't really care. Like I said, just don't worry about it. Just grab whatever you can. Move on. Yeah, Pavenby, I figured you'd like Ruri Rage and Ruri Rat, so I put those in first. There's also Orny is in there as well, because he's the emote I like most out of the two. Orny, little Orny. Be careful with that sudden speed up. That was kind of weird. All of a sudden, maximum speed. I always like messing around with the camera when I'm going somewhere, but this place is just so close. I shouldn't have done it. Either way, we're getting a lot of speed now, so remember to be careful as you're making your approach. I'm probably going to make a correctional loop, even though we're facing forward on it. So, technically speaking, I should really just slow down. Because it is in my best interest to get in on this. Like, we'll be facing directly towards the mailbox. Mail slot. Here we go. Yeah, you wish, son. And another interdiction. These guys want me so bad. I'm gonna get interdicted at least one more time before I get there. Haven B, you're about to see what the aim is when we land on this space station. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it real good. Paul Giffen, what is the worst ship you've piloted in this game? Type 9. Good God. Let me just tell you, she earns the nickname the Space Cow, okay? She earns that shit. Remember to put your throttle in the blue when you're doing interdictions. That really helps with the Anaconda. See how fast we escaped that one? And it looks like we ended up passing the space station. They've sabotaged me! It's okay. I'll just come in from the back. I'll just take the back door. We'll take the back door to Litro City. Maybe I'll just set up a nice little loop around it. A nice little loop. I can fix it. Don't you worry about a thing, Captain. I can fix it. Make sure we don't miss it. And Anaconda has a lot of inertia. It just keeps going after you stop flooring. It's just like, nope. We're going full steam ahead. Got like no response. You need times 10 dirty drives to make this bitch move. I'm just saying that because I'm used to the Clipper. I understand. I know that when I get to the Cutter, it's going to be even worse. Actually, I don't know which one will maneuver better, the Cutter or the Conda. I'm actually curious to seeing that for myself. Watch them go like, you're going too fast. Reduce speed immediately. Which I really should.
Imperial speed restrictions are in operation.
Are they?
Comply.
I refuse to comply. What are you going to do about it? Oh, look at it. The thrusters on this ship actually respond better than the thrusters on the Clipper. That's why I keep saying this ship is easier to dock than the Clipper. Look at this. Chook. None. No hands. No hands. Look, Mommy. No hands. No hands docking.
Landing successful. Disembark when ready.
You guys know that Nox struggles to land this ship, right? That's why I'm making such a big point of making fun of him. Right, Nox Tom? I know you struggle to land your Conda, dude. I understand. Sometimes you just shut down your thrusters while you're landing on the planet, too. That's always a good idea.
Incoming message. Incoming message. Incoming message. Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity. So let's go to commodities, sell whatever garbage they gave us. Because they always give you garbage. It's like, this is some like old times, you know, trinkets sales thing. Like, you know how the old conquerors, they would get to like an inferior culture, so to speak, or like, you know, just someone they were planning on conquering. They're like, oh, here, have these trinkets. These trinkets are so shiny. It's like the same thing with these stupid quests. Like, here, have some trinkets. And I'm like, I want cold, hard cash. Cold, hard cash. You understand me? I am not interested in your stupid little trinkets. I'll have none of them. Thank you very much. Tactical thrusters shut down. Yeah, right. Not exactly sure there was anything tactical about what you did, but okay. On the transactions, we have the 5 aid workers, which is the mission that we're taking back. Now, like I said, once again, we're going to quickly check to see if anybody's going back to where we're going. Just to ensure. So what is it again? It's HIP 111-321. But usually there's not a whole lot going back, which is why I tell you guys it's not really worth it to hang around here. See if there's anything. Wait, we forgot some. Oops. Forgot to check this one. Beta Tuscane. Nothing. Okay. So, fairly quickly check the mission board as well, just in case there's anything there that is going to Herzog Orbital. Herzog Orbital? Herzog! Herzog! The Mona. I actually think it's not even worth it for you to waste your time browsing these boards anymore. Now that I'm doing it, I'm just like, this is straight up not worth it. It's just what you want to do is go back as fast as possible. Just like turn your missions in, leave. And we're going to be doing that. We still have one more mission to turn in, which I don't think it was a VIP, so it's not going to significantly impact our thing. But yeah, the idea is you take missions from HIP 118-321 to here, and then you go back and you get more missions. You don't really do like the typical loop where you, oh, I'm gonna go here and then I'm gonna grab missions to go back. No, this is a one-way loop, so to speak. Bonk. That's the good thing about the 4D shields too. They can actually take a pounding. Like if I was doing this on my Clipper with 3D shields, canopy broken.
Station restrictions are now lifted. This is the Imperial Flight Operation.
I don't care about your passengers disembarking. Bye-bye. I do care about this. Yay, we're now cordial with some random mini-factions. That doesn't matter to anybody. Rui, how was the Thargoid killing the other day? We spent longer equipping one of my friends with a ship that could actually stand up to a Thargoid than killing Thargoids. We killed one Thargoid. We did get its heart, though. We picked up its heart, and then we sold it on the black market for 38,000 credits. We sold the Thargoid's black heart in the market. Evil Thargoids. Paul Giffen, once I get to the space station we're going to, I'm gonna tell you guys how much we made on this one run. Herzog Gateway. Sunday driver. Oh, speaking of which, I've already shown that I can land this ship no problems, so now I'm gonna slack. Like I said, it's super easy ship to land. A lot of people are usually intimidated by how big it is. It's like, oh my god, landing that thing must be a fucking nightmare. It's super easy. It's one of the easiest ships to land, in my opinion. Easier to land than the Beluga, even though the Beluga is more maneuverable. Definitely easier to land than the Clipper, even though the Clipper is way more maneuverable. So yeah, in terms of landing, it's a fairly easy ship to land, the Conda. But you have so many optional internals that spending one on a friggin' docking computer is not a problem. Although I do have to say, I do not have a scanner on this ship at all. I just removed the scanner. There's no scanner. Instead of the scanner, there's a docking computer. You're lucky there's a planetary approach thing. No, actually, you can't take that out. If I could take it out and replace it, I would have considered doing that too. Straight up replacing the planetary approach suite. So we've been streaming for how long? Let me see here. We're about to hit the 1 hour mark in the stream. And I say if we take about the 10 minutes of me explaining, as well as the minutes coming back here, let's call it about 50 minutes, right? 50 minutes is about the amount of time we spent actually doing things. You know, evading interdictions, ferrying passengers. About 50 minutes. Okay? That's how long we've spent doing this. And considering that the next one's like 100k, it's not even going to factor into our math. So I just want to put the ship docking with Herzog. And we'll start talking about how much we made. Goddamn planets, always slowing you down. Always slowing you down. Not even planets, a planetoid. Be careful with picking up inertia on the planet, though. You can see that, like, if you see me floor it, watch the orange thing goes up way too fast. Come on. You can do it. Paul Giffen, what run are you doing? Herzog Demona. Passengers. But it's not a particularly fun one because of the board flipping. You have to board flip a whole lot. Even though maybe when you start getting better rep with them, maybe it becomes better. But as it stands right now, there's way too much board flipping for my personal taste. But I still wanted to show you guys because it's a lot of money, and it's Imperial rank grind. People might want to do it to get their clippers. People might want to do it to get their cutters. Either way, I'm probably going to be moving away from here pretty soon. Oh crap! Don't dick me over. Please don't dick me over. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't dick me over. And it dicked me over. I knew we were picking up a lot of inertia on that goddamn planet. The goddamn planetoid. God, this ship is slow. Come on. We're like looping around the space station right now. Because of you being so damn slow. Boop. Auto docking in progress.
Permission granted. Land on designated pad number 10. You
Na,
are clear for
na,
automated
na,
approach,
na, 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 na. If you're in a hurry, manual landing is always better. I'm not a huge fan of docking computers. But I'm also not a huge fan of flying this ship, so whatever. Paul Giffen, the current one that was really reaching a lot of attention was the one that was not here. It was the one at the RIA system. RHEA. Watch me get a content ID match off of this friggin' classical music song going on right now. I'm so gonna get a content ID match on this video because of fucking autopilot. Okay.
Docking procedure complete. Systems off.
Sorry about that.
Enjoy your stay, Commander. Your comfort is our top priority.
So we should still get 100k or something off of that one passenger mission we took. That will still increase a little bit with our... Boom. But see, the problem is now you're going to get here. And like there's nothing for the Mona. Nothing for the Mona. One for the Mona. Nothing. Another one. Another one. There's actually a couple this time, but a lot of times you will get here and there will not be enough the Mona missions and require you to constantly board hop, which is why I'm not a huge fan of this method. But either way, let's take a look at our gains. So we were at 53% rep, we're at 55, so it's not particularly great for the rep. But in terms of money, we were at 418 million, which basically means we made 108 million credits in about 50 minutes. Not too shabby, if I can say so myself. This requires a bit of patience. I think I board flipped board flipped for about 10 minutes, so we add that on top of the 50 minutes, so 1 hour for the board flipping and the mission thing. So 1 hour, 108 million credits. Whether or not you want to do this run, it's completely up to you. Like I said, I'm just not a huge fan of it because of the board flipping that you have to do. And the rank is not impressive. You know, it's just, it was 2%. 2%. And I still have 1.5 ranks to go before I get to my cutter. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this stream. This was just to show you guys where you could go and gain Empire rank and do the whole passenger missions that everybody's been raving on about. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button. Helps out a lot. If this video helped you in any way, hitting the like button, also very appreciated. If you guys are new here, hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon so that you're always notified whenever there's a new video or live stream going up. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.